Hello, I am Tatocat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Doki Doki Literature Club. It's been a while since the last time I actually recorded because I was really sick and this is the first time I'm recording after being sick, so if my voice is a little off, I apologize. I probably won't be doing all the usual fantabulous voice acting skills for the characters, but anyways, let's continue. Last time we killed Monica and started the game all over again, and we're still going after Yuri. And that's pretty much where we left off. Alright, so let's get started. So, Satsuma, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build up deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. Now, to be fair, if she wasn't, she wouldn't be in the literature club. Unlike us, who's here because we want to make our friend happy. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Like knives. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey Yuri. Eh? Well, about... You know, the first thing he said. Manga? Oh, this is a new development. That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it. For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too, you know? So, if Satsuma wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Satsuma? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in. Maybe. We can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better too. Yeah, it's a little... hypocritical of Yuri to tell us to try something new, but we don't even know if she's tried to read manga. Is she looking down on us manga readers? I'm offended. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah. You're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for Yuri... Eh? I have to read manga? Jeez. You're the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little bit more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself. I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No. I realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. There are plenty of horror mangas you can read. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Would you like to come along with me? So without Monica there, they're all friends? Is that it? But with her there, they just hate each other secretly? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so... Yeah, me too. This is so cute! Squiggle, squiggle. Oh, only one squiggle. This is so cute! Squiggle. Sayori, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes. I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri starts to clean up the food. Hehehe, squiggle. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along. Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Satsuma. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around Sayori. Aw, Satsuma. Squiggle. I want to stop saying squiggle now. Don't say something like that. It's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club. But I think you're pulling it off just fine. We're going to make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is going to be so much fun. Hey, Satsuma. I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. Uh-oh. So she knew. She knows? Has she always known? I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica. Oh, I knew it wasn't over, game. That's right. I knew everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Satsuma. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things that Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. Oh man. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever. F-O-R-E-V-E. No, ... Okay. Eh? What's happening? I assume is what it says. I can't see it under the shirt. I won't let you hurt him. So Monica's still alive? Who? It hurts. I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Satsuma. Goodbye, Literature Club. Game. What now?
Can you hear me? It's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote this song, and I was probably thinking I could show you because I wrote really, really hard.
Okay. That's not what that Monica's voice sounded like, clearly, by how I voiced her. Oh, and she's actually singing. Okay. Game? What? Okay, so what is the game doing now? Stop being creepy and hacking my game for one. So the game is like slowly deleting itself. Oh, Satsuma gets a special thanks. How nice. I'm sure he appreciates it. Aw, Made with Love by Team Salvato. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand the Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all my dreams come true, for being a friend to all the club members, and most of all, thank you for being part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica. Error, script file is missing or corrupt. Please reinstall the game. Okay, so I uninstalled and reinstalled the game, so see what happens. Alright. So what happens, or say no. Continue where I left off. Dang it. So apparently we do have to start over because this game loves that. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Individuals suffering from anxiety or depression may not have the safe experience playing this game. For content warnings, please visit http://ddlc.moe/warning-hotmail. Playing Doki Doki Literature Club, we agree that you are at least 13 years of age and you consent to exposure of highly disturbing content. I agree. This is, yes, we already read that. What? I had to enter my name and everything? Okay, so... Alright, so... I'm not gonna lie, I did look at the guide a little bit. Apparently, what I'm doing will not work for this game. I have to go in a very specific order to get the ending. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I know it's cheating, but I only got the vague idea of just kind of what to do, and I asked for some help. That's not bad. I didn't completely look through it and get all the answers, I promise. Alright, let's continue again. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. But it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I can't really do that noise without coughing right now, so that's the best you're gonna get out of me. I overslept again. But I caught up to you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. I would too, if something came up going, hey! Da 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 da! I would be like, I don't know this person. That's mean, Satsuma. I know it's mean. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. That's not my reason. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean if you don't want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. And her signature squiggles are there. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Satsuma, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. If that's not true, you told me you would join a club this year. Did I? This game should just be called Groundhog Day. The amount of times I've had to restart this game and play from the beginning. Just to get one so it seems like there's only 2 endings in this game. So I guess I'm going to play all of the endings. Normally I don't do that in a game. I don't want to ruin all of it. But I'm determined to get a ending as opposed to the broken gibberish that I get in the other way, so we're doing it. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations, or I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Saori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just by getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay, squiggle. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because right now, in this playthrough, you'll love this carefree girl. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Saori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Saori? Saori must have come to the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and I realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Saori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Oh, but we do. We go to that club many times. How many playthroughs has it been since we've said no and then we just go anyways? 5? Mini? Saori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Yes, selling our soul for a cupcake again. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Saori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. Squiggle. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Hey, we've seen you just sell your soul for less. You've done it for no cupcakes. And then you did it all willingly on your own. And Saori went crazy and took over the game. I dejectedly followed Saori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Saori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Oh, She's the first one who talks in this one. That's why she's Girl 1. I've said previously, before when she's labeled as Girl 1, I didn't understand she was Girl 1 when Natsuki talked first, because I guess originally she talks first, so that answered my question. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Sexist. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Satsuma, what a nice surprise. I see you. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly psycho cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. So sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Satsuma. Monika smiles sweetly. Oh, it's creepier knowing everything now, though. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come, sit down, Satsuma. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Squiggle. Hey, I made them. I'll grab them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Wow! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray, revealing a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. You liar, you know everything. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika, I follow. It's delicious. She didn't squiggle that time. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. No, she didn't. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. See, I eat my cupcakes weird. I unwrap them and then I take off the bottom part and then I dip the bottom part in the icing. Natsuki's quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? See, that line makes a lot of sense now. Because he has. A lot. When I think about it. Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for, you, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before sitting down, the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? We don't know. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Unlike reading, apparently. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? Cupcakes. And girls. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, I had an epiphany and I'm awake in this world and decided to, take over everything. I mean, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget, publicity, and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't people in the club yet. It is a book club, essentially. So it's not that surprising. And they're all teenagers, so... It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. You don't go all crazy and try to kill me and each other, sure. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Satsuma, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri chases the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. Yeah, I know I'm reading this part a little fast, but we've read this a lot. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? I see what you said there, game. I know you are talking about the players. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Ah, I read a horror book once. That line still gets me. It's like the equivalent of if I tell a guy that I'm like, oh yeah, I like to watch anime and stuff. And their response is like, ah, I saw an episode of Dragon Ball Z, you know, something like that. Makes you kind of roll your eyes a little bit. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. It honestly feels like that when people say that. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or it takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. What, fluffy, fluffy happy time? Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, don't say it. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Saori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand over her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? Okay, well, in this episode here, we really didn't get far in this episode, did we? Because we had to start all over and all the chaos happened. But we will get to the end. The real end. We'll get there together. Right? Right, if you haven't already, comment, like, and subscribe. And Tatocat, have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.